Officially, the first Quirk user was the glowing baby who was born in China. Immediately following this, paranormal abilities started to be discovered all over the world, and not only because they just began appearing, but with our knowledge that All For One was likely the true first Quirk user, it paints the picture that once the glowing baby got so much attention, it forced governments all over the world to actually look into these claims where they would go on to find other Quirk users slowly appearing. So we know that eventually roughly 80% of the world is filled with Quirk users. However, in the early days of Quirk-based society, a strange dynamic began to arise, the dynamic of vigilantes and villains. These groups formed as, of course, there were people who chose to abuse the power of their quirks, and other groups that went against the law and saw the good that they can do with their quirks, forming groups of vigilantes who would eventually be given nicknames by their enemies. These nicknames will go on to become the origin of hero names, since of course these vigilantes would try as hard as possible to not reveal their identities during this warring period. The mother of the glowing baby complained that everyone was treating her baby like it was something special, but in her opinion, glowing was just her child's quirk, literally meaning just something small about him that makes him different. But that was enough for the term to spread like wildfire, as news stations title her the mother of quirks. Eventually, as society stabilized, more science was done on what we know to be quirks today, and they discovered 3 distinct types of abilities. This change in society led to the creation of quirk marriages, where people would specifically be chosen for marriage based on the compatibility of their quirks, or the likelihood that their next generation would be even more powerful than their parents because of their quirks being mixed together. This actually became a problem across the globe, leading to human rights violations and destroyed families like we saw with Endeavor and Ray, but it also led to research on quirk factors, the specific gene within a human body that's responsible for the appearance of quirks at all. This gene is passed from parent to child and influences a lot about what their quirk will be and how powerful it can get, but one day a lone scientist realized that if things continue as they are with quirks getting more powerful and more complex, that one day they'll get too powerful and complex for newborns to be able to contain, leading society towards the path of extinction by way of evolution, something that funny enough we never actually saw handled in the series, as by the end of it, there's still nothing to stop this day from coming, meaning everyone in MHA is living on borrowed time until they evolve to the point where they can't exist anymore. Scary.